Almost.
Hey Harmonizer, so we're going to share with you some tips from Germany working with Malatio. Did I say it right?
Malatia.
Malatia. Alright. He's a beautiful Spanish Palomino horse. He actually came from Spain, right? So he's owned by Sabrina, and one of the biggest issues with this horse is he's very mouthy, and he actually went through a phase of being really bitey, which Sabrina's done a great job working with him. But even here, just standing here, he bit my shoulder a few seconds ago. So one of the things I recommend with a horse like this is I'll use the end of my lead rope, or if I don't want to use my lead rope, I'll use my arm, and I try to just make this space uncomfortable, and it's a consistent like block of this line. So I'm not trying to go over, and I'm not trying to sneak in trying to hit him or anything like that. It's simply making the space around me uncomfortable. But I'm prepared, like if I go really hard down on this spot, if he comes into that space, this will hit him, and that will be entirely his fault. And I have to make sure that I'm not trying to hit him, I'm not trying to go after him, and also that he has the slack and the space to be able to get away from me. So I'm not basically pulling him into it or trying to trick him into being hit, but just making sure that I block that space. And a lot of times when people do this is they'll kind of lean away from their horse and they'll do it at the same time. So their body energy is drawing the horse towards them, but they're blocking, and that can be confusing for the horse. So I try to think, stand my ground and then make this space somehow uncomfortable. And if he comes into that, he'll get bumped by my arm or my lead rope that's coming around, but it will help him understand that this is the space that's uncomfortable, so don't be over here. But because I'm not going after him, I'm not going to hit him, he won't feel the same emotional response. It shouldn't put him into fight or flight because it's not coming towards him at all. And when I reach out and touch, I can touch him gently and politely. And I just want to be aware, you know, when we're working with this horse and we're asking him to move, even as we're going here, I'm going to try to make sure my elbow is kind of ready to block that space because I know he's got a history of being kind of bitey. And I might even hold there. I might hold with this hand, and then that way I can move this arm here. But just making sure I'm aware that this is my wall. Don't try to come in on my wall at all. And so because I've put him on this side of my body, he needs to stay on that side. He can't fall behind me or switch sides. And if I want to move, that's fine. We can work from the other side, but then we'll have it be out of my request. So there he tried to come in and he was going to potentially give me a little nip. So notice I didn't go after him, but I just made this space like, no, like this is my space. You can't come in and you can't bite. But because I'm not going after him, I'm not going to make it worse and cause him to get really aggressive. Whereas if horse like this, if they're doing that where they're coming in to bite you or nip at you and you get mad and you start to yank on them or pull on them, often you create a bigger reaction because they get emotional about it. So I'm just going to block. I'm going to try switching sides again since we had a little reaction there. I'm just going to be ready, like this is my space. So there if he falls behind, I'm just going to politely guide him back up. Because I have the eyes on my front of my head, my peripheral vision is such that I can only see so far back. So I want to make sure that he stays up where I can see him and that he doesn't fall behind where he can bite me or nip me. Even though it's more natural for horses to follow in a line and follow behind, for safety aspect, because we don't see the same way that horses do, I want to make sure that I'm going to be safe with that. Try switching again. Notice how when we're switching spots that I get him to do the moving. I shift my feet so I can see him, but I've stayed pretty much in the same little spot here, and he's the one doing the moving. And when he came in towards me, I just kind of have my arm going, so it's not mean or aggressive towards him at all. If I think he wants to check in, I can offer my hand for him to sniff, and then I'm going to make sure I take it away first. And then I'm just ready, whether it be my arm or my rope, just that he understands that he can't come in this space to bite me. So I hope you guys find that tip really helpful. It's one of the things that's really important when we're working with these mouthy horses, to establish those boundaries without getting aggressive or causing it to become a bigger issue by going after a horse. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'd love to see in the comments what you want to see next and what type of tips. And remember to subscribe to my channel. Bye, guys.